Gather close, my friends, and let me spin you a tale of stormy nights, eerie whispers, and the kind of fear that creeps up your spine when the world outside feels just a little too quiet. It begins in a modest little apartment where our heroine, Rachel, thought she was safe. But safety, you see, is an illusion of fragile thing, easily shattered. Picture it. Rain lashing against the windows. The storm's roar muffling the city's distant hum. Inside, Rachel sat alone, her fingers curling around a glass of wine, the soft glow of a lamp her only company. She was engrossed in a book, trying to ignore the tempest outside, when her phone buzzed, cutting through the quiet. A call? A private number? Rachel hesitated. Who calls at midnight from a private number? Against her better judgment, she answered, her voice steady, if a bit wary. Hello, she said. And then came the voicey, a deep, rasping whisper that sent a chill down her spine. You forgot to lock the front door. Her heart raced. Surely it was a prank. She set her wine down and rushed to check the door, her breath caught in her throat. Locked. Deadbolted. Whoever this was, they were lying. Nice try, she snapped into the phone. Who is this? But the voice only chuckled a low, sinister sound that seemed to echo in the empty room. Look closer, it said. Now, let me ask you, dear listeners. Her trembling hand reached for the peephole, and she pressed her eye to it, her pulse hammering in her ears. But the hallway was empty, silent. Her frustration flared. She slammed the phone down and called the police, her hands shaking so badly she could barely dial. They'll be there in 10 minutes, the operator promised. 10 minutes felt like an eternity. Rachel sat down, gripping a kitchen knife for comfort, went knock, knock, knock. The sound jolted her. 3 sharp raps at the door. The same door she'd just checked. The same door she knew was locked. Her phone buzzed again. A text this time. She didn't want to look, but how could she not? The message was short, simple, and terrifying. I'm already inside. The knife fell from her hand. Her breath quickened. Rachel backed away, retreating to her bedroom and locking the door behind her. She stood there, paralyzed, scanning the shadows, and then her eyes landed on the closet. It was ajar. She told herself it was nothing, the wind, her imagination. But even as she tried to convince herself, her feet moved closer, closer still. Her trembling hand reached out and yanked the door open. Empty. Relief washed over her in waves. She turned, laughing nervously at her own paranoia. And that's when she heard it. The faint creak of a floorboard behind her. The light flickered out, plunging the room into darkness. And Rachel? Well, Rachel screamed, but no one heard her. When the police arrived, the storm was still raging. They found her apartment door ajar, the place eerily undisturbed. A glass of wine sat on the coffee table, untouched. A knife lay on the floor. And Rachel? Rachel was gone. There was no sign of a struggle. No blood. Just her phone, lying face up on the ground. The screen glowed faintly with one last chilling message. Thank you for letting me in. And so, dear listeners, the storm passed. But Rachel's story didn't end. Remember this. The real terror isn't what's outside your door. It's what you've already let inside. And with that, sleep well.